exposed. Jungkook secretly drafts a shocking scenario for HYBE. Hello Army. When the world thought he vanished, he was quietly planning behind the curtain. Beyond the lights a story is unfolding, and it could shake the empire. The silence that whispers. In the world of K-pop, silence is rare and often suspicious. Especially when it comes from someone like Jungkook, the golden boy of global stardom, the youngest of BTS, and arguably the most talked about soloist of his generation. Since entering his mandatory military service, Jungkook has been largely absent from the public eye. No social media activity. No new interviews. No surprise releases. Just silence. But that silence is precisely what has alarmed fans and industry insiders alike. Because Jungkook is not someone who disappears without reason. Every step he's taken in his career has been purposeful, thoughtful, often strategic. So what is he planning? Insiders who've worked closely with him describe Jungkook as someone who's always observing, always reflecting, and always preparing. He once said in an interview, "Silence can speak louder than words." Especially when you're waiting for the world to be quiet enough to listen. What if this silence isn't retreat, but preparation? The notebook theory. While in the military, Jungkook has reportedly been seen with a worn leather-bound notebook that he carries almost everywhere. According to a soldier who trained with him, Jungkook often spends his rest hours writing, sketching, and brainstorming. But what's in that notebook? No one knows for sure. But fan theories have exploded. Some say it's a personal journal. Others believe it contains asterisk concepts for future music asterisk, lyrics, or choreography. But the most compelling theory? That it's a scenario, a master plan. Not just for a comeback. Not just for an album. But a revolution. One post on a Jungkook fan forum gained over 1 million views in 24 hours after claiming that the notebook contains asterisk a fictionalized screenplay about an idol trapped in the machine of fame. Asterisk plans for an alternative entertainment platform built on AI and blockchain. Asterisk coded criticisms of the entertainment industry's control over artists. These are just theories. But with Jungkook, even the most extreme ideas suddenly seem plausible. The dark side of HYBE, and Jungkook's awareness. HYBE, the corporate giant behind BTS, has become one of the most powerful entities in Korean pop culture. But with great power comes scrutiny. From controversial trainee contracts to accusations of creative restrictions, HYBE has faced its share of backlash. Could Jungkook be planning to address this? He once said in a documentary, "I've always loved performing. But there are parts of this industry that don't love the artist back." Those words hit differently now. Especially with rumors that Jungkook had private conversations with former entertainment lawyers, independent producers, and even technology developers before he enlisted. Multiple anonymous sources claim that he was exploring what it would take to build a new kind of system. One that empowers artists, not exploits them. If true, this could put him at direct odds with the very company that made him a star. The HYBE and Project Zeta. Let's talk about the wildest and most exciting rumor circulating among ARMY communities. Project Zeta, allegedly the code name for Jungkook's secret project. According to unconfirmed leaks, Project Zeta is a multi-platform creative universe that combines music, animation, fashion, and interactive storytelling. Fans are calling it the HYBE. Here's what the HYBE might include. A * digital platform where fans can interact with virtual storylines involving fictional characters based on Jungkook's own life experiences. A concept album tied to those stories, where each song represents a chapter in the transformation of an artist rebelling against corporate control. Collaborations with global underground artists, stylists, and animators outside the K-pop ecosystem. Some believe Jungkook has already recorded demos for this project and is simply waiting until he's free to launch it independently, outside of HYBE's jurisdiction. Supporters from within and outside. He may be silent, but Jungkook is not alone. Behind the scenes, whispers suggest that Jimin, Suga, and even RM have privately expressed support for Jungkook's visionary goals. Jimin, in particular, has been the most vocal. In a recent letter to fans, he wrote, "Great ideas sometimes need time to bloom. And sometimes, one person's courage becomes everyone's future." Many believe this was a coded reference to Jungkook. And it's not just BTS members. Industry veterans, digital entrepreneurs, and even international media outlets are watching closely. Forbes Asia recently published a speculative piece titled, "Is Jungkook quietly building the future of music?" The world is paying attention. Even if HYBE doesn't say a word. The storm before the comeback. It's been said that Jungkook doesn't just make comebacks. He makes statements. His solo debut wasn't just an artistic success, it broke records, reshaped digital marketing in K-pop, and opened the door to a more global vision of what a Korean soloist can be. But what's coming next could go beyond music. Imagine this. Jungkook returns from military service in 2025. He doesn't go back to the old system. He launches his own platform. He calls out the industry. And he invites a new generation of artists to join him. It would be the boldest move in K-pop history. And it would make Jungkook not just an artist, but a movement. The reckoning and the legacy. If even a fraction of the rumors are true, then Jungkook will not just be remembered as a global K-pop star. He may become the most disruptive figure in the history of modern Korean entertainment. Not because he wants to destroy the system, but because he believes it can, and must, be rebuilt. With a new foundation, freedom, honesty, and the raw power of art at its core. This is not just rebellion. This is redemption. This is revolution. And this revolution may change the legacy of BTS forever. Jungkook is not an outsider. He is not a challenger standing beyond the industry walls. He was trained by the system itself. He was shaped by its rules. He climbed the ladders of fame, one step at a time. He conquered it, with talent, relentless hard work, and undeniable charm. But now, everything has changed. And for the first time, he may no longer be playing the role that was assigned to him. Now, he may be writing his own script. Jungkook. The boy who once sang with innocent wonder and captured the hearts of millions. The young man who fought silently against pressure, expectation, and the heavy shadow of fame. And perhaps, the visionary who will lead us into the next era, a future where the artist holds the pen. Because in the end, this is not just about music. It's about creative freedom. It's about honesty behind the spotlight. It's about the courage to say, enough. And step forward, facing the world with truth and artistry. Stay tuned. Don't look away. Because when Jungkook speaks again, the world won't just hear him. The world will stop. And the world will change. A scenario is being written. The actors are ready. The stage is the world. And this story has only just begun. Subscribe for the full story when it unfolds.